So in this video, whenever a user logged in, so we will give option to select businesses if a particular user has multiple businesses, and if there is a single business, then there is no issue. We'll just save that to a session. So to add value to the session, so we'll go here. So there is this Laravel page where we have this HTTP session details. So to retrieve data, we can use this one request session gate key and all these things, and to add basically data, so we can use this request session put key value. So we will use this one and we'll add it here. So we'll add a key as a business ID, and then value will be that particular first business, because it will have a single business, so there is no issue. We'll just add that first business into that particular user, and this will get selected automatically, so there is no issue. And we'll just redirect this user to the dashboard. Okay, so dashboard, and then basically after this one, if there is multiple business count, so I will add else if, and if particular business count is greater than 1, then basically will show, means basically we'll redirect him to home page to select that particular business. So we will give option to user, so we'll use the same thing. So rather than register, we will use select business equal to true. Okay, so we'll check this if there is any session ID for that particular business. So we'll not check this, means if there is this business count 1 or business count 0 or something like that. So first condition we will add here, if in session if we have business ID, so I will use this one. So it will be, rather than put, it will be get. If there is business ID, so there is no issue. Else, and all these things will comes into else. If, means we have saved a particular business ID into session, though, then we don't have to check these things. So that's why. Then basically request session get business ID. Okay, if business ID is there, there is no issue, and if not, then we'll check how many counts are there. If 1, then basically we'll set that business ID and we'll redirect. If business count is 0, then we'll redirect him to register that particular business. And then if business count is greater than, well, we will redirect home with select business equal to true with this query parameter. So to use this query parameter, we will add one more livewire component, php artisan make livewire, and then we'll give option business dot select. So this livewire component will create. So in livewire business, then select, it will be similar to register what we have in register, like whenever there is this register in select business, we will show that particular model. So I will remove these things, and basically if request select business equal to true, then we will show form. Rather than show form, I will change this variable name, show selection will be here. Okay, and by default we'll add this as a false. So public dollar show selection false. Okay, this is done. So similarly, then basically we'll have to add that particular model in this livewire component. So resources, views, then livewire, then business, then select. Here I will add that component to select that particular business. So I will just copy this invite one. So I will copy this and paste it in select, and this invite user will have select and all these things. So I will just remove this one. So it will be select business, and then basically we'll have to loop through this one. We don't need footer for this. I will remove this one, and I will add a loop. So at the rate for each. So basically authenticated user, then basically businesses list, and will loop as dollar business and at the rate end for each. Okay, then basically I will just copy this one, and there will be the div class label. So we'll add input means radio button. So input radio, then name will be business id, and id will be same. Id will be like business id and that id of that particular business. So dollar business, then id, and then basically value we need to add. So value will be business id, so this value will get selected, and the label will be that particular business name. So I will copy this one, I will paste it here, and business name, I will remove this things, we don't need that. So mb3, and I will add border rounded and p4. Let's see how it looks and it's getting redirected properly or not. So refresh, I will log in with a user having multiple businesses. So I already for this ninth user I have added 2 3 businesses here, 2 3 4. Okay, so this for this ninth id user I will just log in, and then okay, so there is some issue. So in middleware, if there is this business id is there, so dd, I will just add something here, and if this is select business true, let's check if it's coming. Okay, select business true is also coming. The issue might be we have created this particular livewire component, but we haven't added this livewire component anywhere. So to add this, I will go to live layouts and I will add it here. So business dot select. Okay, now if I go to, okay, there is some issue with request. Apply business dot request does not exist. So let me check from where this is coming. So we have this select. Okay, this request is not there. So for this thing I will add this request. Now let's see if everything is working fine. Okay, argument array or something like that. Okay, so spelling mistake is there. So businesses refresh. Okay, now if I go to login, register, this getting select business equal to true. Okay, that's correct. So in register we have this select business equal to 2, then we are adding show selection equal to true. Then basically for model I will have to change that particular this particular variable name. So now it will work. So if I go register or login, it will redirect back because we don't have that selected. So that's why. Now we'll do one thing, I will make it proper. So I will make it as a flex, then gap 4. Let's see. Okay, this is something fine, not an issue. So I will, for label also I will add for this one, so it will get selected. Okay, and also I will give one class cursor pointer, so it's getting selected. And after selecting this, basically we'll add this to session ID here. So same we are doing here to adding this to session ID, we'll do the same thing there. So I will create new function, public function updated business ID. Okay, we don't have any variable, so I will add a variable dollar business ID equal to, by default it's nothing, updated business ID. Then here, so I will save here, I will just show DDSS to check this thing if it's working, updated business ID. So here I will give this thing wire model dot live equal to business ID. Now whenever I select this function will get called. Now in that function I will have to save this into session. Okay, now there is this request variable will be available or not. Let me check, control C, and then request session put business ID, and business ID will be now this business ID. Okay, so I will put it here. So this, then business ID. So I'm not sure this will work or not. Let's see. There is also issue. No, there is not issue. Okay, so request session put, and then basically we'll redirect. So to redirect, live wire dot laravel redirect. So we'll redirect this one to dashboard. Let's see. Then if I select it, I have a redirect to dashboard. Okay, if I close dashboard, so SS is coming, there is no issue. So here we have this SS, so actually we don't have to do anything. Actually this business ID will be there, so there is no issue. So in dashboard we have that particular business selected now. So to see which business is selected and to change that business, we will have to choose that particular same livewire model we can use. So I will do one thing, I will add it there in dashboard only. So resources, views, and in dashboard, rather than business.invite, I will add, right, I will let it be that here, and then business.select. Okay, and then basically I can pass some value. So now I will pass value show button true. Okay, then if show button is true, we will basically show that particular button to select the businesses, something like that. So I will go in the select public dollar show button. By default I will make it false, and whenever we are calling that, and then if show button is true, so I will go here at the rate if dollar show button. I will add and the rate end if and X button. So we will select, or we will just show that change business. We'll change this later, names and all these things. Right now we'll show whatever the current business ID is there, or we can show that particular business name and all these things. So right now I will just show business, then ID. So we'll show the session business IDs. We see if we can see that here, session business ID. So we have this three. And if I click change business, so I will click this wire, click, and then basically change. Okay, and for change I will create one function. So public function change. So basically it will be just this model, means basically this will make it this true, and then they can basically switch business. So right now 3 is there, so I will switch to 4 and then 3 and then 2. So I can right now I can, like this I can switch to the businesses. Okay, I will add into here. So if auth, then check or something function like this was there. So let's see at the rate end if, or I will just use that at the rate auth function maybe. So now actually everything is working fine. Whenever user logs in, we are showing that option. If user don't have any business associated, we will send him to register. And if particular business has multiple business or single business, then it's getting selected automatically. For that I will just check a single user with single business. So this fifth user, so I will check this fifth user, and I will check if that business is getting directly selected or not. So login, password, and that business is directly selected. And here we have saved too many things in session ID, I think. If there is single business, so we will save only ID there, or we can save complete thing. Now that will be easy, means to show names and all these things. So we'll have to change that, but that will also work. So likewise we have set these things. Okay, now we can use this particular thing, means in our that roles and all these things. So we'll have this data in our this request session. Okay, so for that reason I will go, means that app service provider. So providers, app service provider, here we can use that particular business only. So request session business ID, this will work or not. So we have this session business ID. I will use this global session helper only, otherwise we'll have to add that request and all these things. So here will come business ID, so I will just select that particular business equal to, then I will have to add that use app slash models slash business, then business, then find, then we will get this business from session ID. So whatever the business is selected, that permission will get selected. So this business will use it here, and then the plan will come, then permissions and all these things will work like. So let me check this. So I will refresh this one. So plan doesn't exist on this collection instance, so there is the issue. Log means we have to log out that particular user, and then we'll log in again to have that particular ID only there. So I'll just log out, and I will again log in with the same users to check this if it's properly saved or not. Password, then login. So now only ID is getting saved, and according to that ID, that roles permission will be shown. So there is no issue. Now this will have this change business option. So if there is single user, there is no need to show this button. So we can add that condition too. So in select, if show button, and count of that particular business is multiple. So for this, I will add this count of then user, then business. Count is greater than 1, then only show button, otherwise no need to show that button. So likewise these things will work. Okay, for showing the business ID I can put it outside, so that will not be needed. So we'll do one thing, we'll put this business name here rather than ID or something, and then basically we can show name, and then selecting means clicking on that we can change the business. Likewise things can be done, but basic livewire component is done, where they can select that particular business, they can switch to businesses, and likewise.